Good morning, beautiful people of the world. Good morning. It is Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. Today is my uncle on my mother's side of the family, my uncle Nay. His daughter Tanya watches my YouTube channel. Today is her father's 83rd birthday. This is my mother's oldest brother, and then there's my mom. So he turned 83 today. Happy birthday, Uncle Nay. And also on my father's side, today is my first cousin, Larry, which we call him Kevin. And Nay, Uncle Nay, we call him, his real name is Roy Nathaniel. We call him Nay. We call him my father's father was named Roy. So they called my uncle Nay, short for Nathaniel. And my cousin's birthday is today as well, so I have to reach out. It's interesting that I have two family members on each side, on either side, my mom and my dad's side, that has the same birthday today. So I have to call and wish my cousin a happy birthday. I'm gonna call him. I'm not gonna text him. My uncle, I'm probably gonna call him and not text him as well. Sometimes, with birthdays, it's okay to text happy birthday to people, but when you don't talk to people all the time, every day, sometimes you just want to pick up the phone and hear a person's voice, especially a person that is up in age like my uncle. And they don't live here. They don't live here, so we don't see them. They live in Delaware, so we don't get to see them. So I hope that soon and very soon, I hope that I get to see my cousin and I get to see my uncle, because like I said, he's getting up there, in age, as well as we all are, so yeah, because my mom will be 82 in March, and they're not that far apart in age. It was 9 siblings, 9 of them. Grandmother had 9 children, honey. That's a hell of a woman, baby. To have them and have to raise them, and they turned out all right. So today is Wednesday, again, May 21st, 2025. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday. If you're celebrating a wedding anniversary, happy anniversary, congratulations. Whatever year you're celebrating. If you're celebrating a new job promotion, new house, a new baby, grandbaby, great-grand, so forth and so on, congratulations. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all are doing swell. I hope that God has been good to you as he has been good to me. The weather here in Chicago is just crappy. It's gonna be chilly on Memorial Day. It's actually my ex-friend's birthday. But it's gonna be chilly on Memorial Day. It's gonna be chilly, y'all. I don't know what's going on with this weather. They said, I just heard on the news, they said we are not gonna get any warm weather until the end of next week. Yeah. But anywho, I hope that you're doing all right. I hope the week has been good to you and you have not had a bad week thus far. Today is Wednesday. As my girlfriend say, money making Wednesday, or no, Monday is money making. No, Monday is money making Monday, and Wednesday is what do they call it? When your Wednesday crush or something like that. They got all different stuff to be saying on Facebook. I can't keep up with all of it. But I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be able to turn on this camera and be able to connect and talk to you and be in my right mind, and to get on here and not tell you all that I'm sick or I'm ill or I'm depressed or whatever. I thank God for waking me up to see another day, because he didn't have to do it, but he did, and I'm so glad about it. Amen and amen and amen. So how are you all doing? How you doing? How are you doing? And I'm not talking about, anything specifically that happened to you, but, we're going to call Wednesday Mental Health Awareness Day. And we're going to talk about your mental health and how important it is to sustain your mental health. And what I want to talk about today is mental health regarding how people can drain your mental health. Now, I got this topic from talking to my mama last night. We were just talking, So I'm going to come back to that, but I want to do some housekeeping, give you all some updates and announcements. So 2 things. First thing is, I got my Fashion Nova haul in yesterday. It was delivered to my house. I got it. It's not going to be a try on haul, you all, because I've already tried the stuff on. But I'm going to show you what I got. I'm going to model it. I'm going to put it on. So either I'm going to do that video either Saturday or Monday. I'm probably not going to do it Sunday because Sunday my family is getting together to celebrate Memorial Day. And we are going to do... we're going to do a barbecue at my sister's house on Sunday. So it won't probably be on Sunday. So more than likely, I will film this haul on Monday. So you probably get the haul on Monday. If I'm not doing anything Saturday, I may do it Saturday, okay? I wanted to do a video, my next video, if it's warm. Either it's going to be Fashion Nova, it's going to be Shein. And it's, of course, it's going to be things that I buy from Shein because I don't work with them anymore. But I'm going to, what's the word I'm looking for? What I wanted to do and what I plan to do, I want to do a haul outside in my backyard. That's what I want to do. I want to come out and model some dresses, not swimwear, but dresses outside. Maybe I will do some swimsuits outside for a different effect. We'll see. So that's the plan, you all. That is the plan, to do that, because I really liked how that video looked outside when I did the walking sticks on Sunday. So I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that moving forward. I think that will be really... Look at this fool right here. That's why your window busted out in the back. He just ran the light. My eye is really, really itching. Ooh, I want to scratch my eye. So, that is what I plan to do for an upcoming haul. Not this haul, but the next haul I do, I'm going to film it outside. So, let me know what you all think about that, about me filming a haul outside in the backyard, showing you all different clothing items. And the reason why the next haul is going to be a Shein haul, because there's actually a dress that I'm looking for. I'm looking for a dress. I'm looking for a dress. I'm all in their business. Because I'm supposed to be going to an all-white party. I'm supposed to be going to an all-white party. So it's a dress that I had bought a while ago off of Shein. I really like this dress, but when we went to Punta Cana, I was putting on my makeup. I had the dress on, and the makeup fell off the dresser. Why is this light so long? Come on. The makeup fell off the counter and busted and hit my dress, and I never could get that makeup out of my dress. I set it in cold water. I did all of that. I couldn't get it out. So that dress actually is in white and in green, a pretty green. So I want to go back and see if I can want to buy that dress again. Excuse me. So That's why I'm going on that about that dress. You know, I said I wasn't gonna buy nothing from Shein because of how they did me, and I'm gonna tell you all the truth. This is another truth that I forgot to say yesterday. It really rattles my feathers when I see people getting Shein hauls when Shein send them stuff, and I know how hard I worked my ass off for Shein, and now they did me the way they did me. That really hurts my feelings and really, really bothers me. Oh my God, it bothers me. It bothers me. It does. It bothers me. It does. So y'all pray for me, because I ain't over that. I just ain't over that. But anywho, what I want to talk to you all about is your mental health. So on Wednesdays we're gonna talk about mental health awareness. And again, this subject matter came from something that I was talking to my mom about on yesterday evening, and we were talking about, you know, how important your mental health is, and how even when it's friends, your close friends, your family, and I also want to talk about this because it kind of ties into what I was talking about, or talking to Meadow Shrub about. You know, Meadow is young, and you know, about him being young, you know, how should I say it? He hasn't got to the point in his life where, oh really? Wow. I wish I could see dude over here. I just had to look over here. He's bouncing to this music. And I mean, this music, the whole car is that, I don't know if you all can hear it, that you know, that beat. And he got his mouth wide open yarning, and he just bouncing to this music. That's mental to me. He ain't gonna have no hear. He ain't gonna be able to hear by the time he's 60, for real. But he hasn't gotten to the point in his life where he has this I don't give a fuck attitude yet. And what I mean by that is that sometimes we take on other people's issues and problems, and we so consumed with them and so engrossed in what's going on with them that we kind of lose ourselves. And so by Meadow being young, and when I was young, you know, I really took on the weight of the world, so to speak, you know. And your friends can drain you. And it's not intentional. It's not that they're trying to do that, but they can, you know. And so your mental health with everything and everybody, your job, your family, your children, your children's children, you have to come to, there has to be a point, at some point, where you have to be more important than everything and everybody. It doesn't mean that you love people less. It doesn't mean that you don't want to be, I got one last thing to tell y'all, but I'll tell you after I say this. It doesn't mean that you don't want to be there for them physically, mentally, financially. It doesn't mean that. But it is so easy to lose you it's easy to lose you in you. And what I mean by that is you have to know when to say no. You have to know when to say, I need a break. I need a mental break. I need to be by myself. I need to be by myself. I need some time to myself. I need to go to the store by myself. I need to go to the movies by myself, out to dinner by myself. I just need some me time with me. You know what I'm saying? And I say this all the time. Too much togetherness is not always a good thing. Too much togetherness is not always a good thing. Sometimes you gotta say, listen, I'm going to do something for me. When you're married, when you're in a relationship, you need to tell your spouse, listen, I need to go see my girls. Or he may say, I need to go kick it with my guys. I need to just have a day where, I just sit down and I just chill. I need to have a day where I just, sometimes, and I get it, when you love somebody or when you're in love with somebody, you want to be with them all the time. You enjoy them. You want to be with them. And that's understandable. But at some point, even in that I love you and you love me, and, we doing a Barney song, we a happy family, and we together and we love each other deeply, and we don't like to be away from each other. Sometimes you still need to go and be by yourself. So I said this to Meadow, and I'm going to say this to you all. You all have to not take on every person's situation. You can care, you can love, you can be concerned, you can reach out, you can be supportive, you can pray, you can be there for them in the time of need, you can hold their hand and help them through a difficult situation. You can send money to help. You can sit with them. You can make a meal. You can drive them to a doctor's appointment and pick them up. You can do all of that. But when it gets to the point where it's starting to affect your mental health, that's when you have to say, okay, I need to back up a little bit, because I need to concentrate on me for a little bit. There's too many caregivers that have died while caring for somebody else because they neglected themselves. I'm going to say it again. There's too many caregivers that have died because they have neglected themselves. And you caring for being a caregiver, that could be your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your child, a sick kid. You tend to neglect yourself. You don't go to the doctor. You ain't going to the doctor. You missing doctor's appointments because you're taking care of them. You're not eating right because you don't have time to eat because you're too busy making sure that they eat. You're not taking care of your hygiene, you kind of like letting everything go by the wayside, your hair, you're doing the basic hygiene, but are you really taking care of that self-care that you normally were doing, giving yourself facials, soaking in a tub for long hours? That all comes to a halt when somebody in your family is sickly or sick or battling with some incurable disease like cancer. You know what I'm saying? So we tend to lose us in other people, and it is so important that you not lose you in caring for somebody else. You can be that friend that's a good friend, but and this is what I had to express to Meadow. You can love somebody, you can care about somebody, but you can't take on their stuff. You can't take it on to the point that you're just inundated with it, and it's, and you just so consumed with it that it's worrying you. He's a young man, and I always tell him, go out and live. You're young. You don't have any children. You don't have any children. You know what I mean? You don't have any babies. You don't have anybody saying, Daddy, can I have? He has no responsibilities other than himself. And for you young people watching this video, if it's young people, other young people like Meadow, this is your time. Your 20s are going to be your best years. Yes, they are years of trying to find and trying to develop into the young person that you are. and yet you may be in your early 20s, middle 20s, late 20s. You're still somewhat, especially in those early 20s, you're just fresh out of high school. So life is confusing. You're trying to find yourself. You're trying to find out what you want to do. You're trying to figure it all out. And it becomes mind-boggling. And it becomes so overwhelming. And what I want to tell you all is just slow it down. Just slow down. Because I guarantee you that when I was 25, I didn't think about being 55. Okay? I really thought at 25, 55 was old. You know, because that's the way my mind at that time operated. I had an immature mind. I was very mature, but my mind still was immature. It takes a long time for a young person's brain to fully develop into the stages of real growth. And I'm 55 and I still am growing. And you never stop growing. You never stop learning. You never stop learning. You never stop growing. You never stop doing any of that. No matter how old you are, you're constantly learning and growing and developing. But when you are a young person, you know, and you in your early 20s, your mind, you just came out of high school. So your mind is still operating on that level. It's not until you have to deal with other life situations that it's like, oh wow, you know, how do I figure this out? So while you're young, you ought to be laughing. If you're healthy, if you're a young person that's healthy, if you're working, if you got some friends, you ought to be doing things, because I'm telling you, woo, baby, adulthood ain't no joke. This is what I tell Christopher, and this is what I would tell every young person. You will be older and an adult a lot longer than you were a child. I'm gonna say that one more again. You will be an adult a lot longer than you were a child. Your childhood, your teenage years, go like that. But when you're an adult and you gotta deal with stuff, it's stressful. So enjoy the flowers, enjoy the fun, enjoy the laughter, especially if you're young and you don't have no responsibilities. This is what I try to tell Christopher. We was having a conversation the other day. Christopher said, I want 3 kids. I said, well, when I never wanted children. I said, but I always felt like if I had kids, I wanted at least 4. I wanted 2 girls and 2 boys. Right? That was my idea of a family. I never wanted more than 4 children. I wanted 2 girls, 2 boys. So I told Christopher, I said, well, that's very idealistic, and that's very ideal of you to say that you want 4 children. Man, ain't nobody here today. What is going on? Ain't nobody come to work today? I'm gonna park right here, because if he ain't here, his car ain't here, he ain't coming. Nobody is here. I'm shocked. Hold on, y'all. Let me go punch. It's right here. Hold on. think I need to move over. This man parking they parking the same spot. This man right here, and right here. And if he ain't here at 6 o'clock or whatever time, I know he ain't coming. All right, I'm over. I want to give him enough space. So Christopher was saying, I want 3 kids. I said, okay. And so he said, why you saying like that? I said, because you don't even know what you're saying. I said, not to say you won't have 3 kids. I said, but children are expensive. Children require you to spend a lot of time. I said, baby, I said, I'm trying to tell you, it ain't all what you think it is. So say, I know I gave him enough room. I moved over. Don't move over no more. Good morning. How you doing? Good.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hanging in there.
I know that's right.
I'm fat for a square. How y'all going?
You too. Listen, when I see only time I park is when I don't see his van right here, his truck right here. I say, I know he ain't coming.
Yeah. You do the same thing here. Our old ass be missing sometimes.
Hey, I know my old ass too.
Oh, good. Hey, if you old, I'm ancient.
All right, have a good day. So I told him, I said, that's good that you want 3 kids or whatever. I said, but I said, let me tell you something. Kids are, whew, I love my child, but I'm telling y'all, and I don't regret having children. I don't regret having him, not one day. But it's a huge responsibility. A huge responsibility being a parent. Ooh. Put this hat back on after I do this makeup. It's a huge, huge responsibility. Huge. Now, this is what I don't understand. Okay, so I went on my OnlyFans page and took some money out of my little bank, right, so I could pay my phone bill. Why when I get up this morning, look at my checking account, they didn't put the money in my checking account? I said, now, any other time when I don't need the money and I take the money, y'all got the money there, you Johnny on the spot with the money. So I hope it hit the account. Because if it don't hit the account, I don't know. But if I ask for the money, you gotta add, when you go on your Only, if for those of you all that have OnlyFans, I know most of you all here probably don't, but if you do, if you ever get an OnlyFans, you gotta ask for your money like early in the morning, like around 7 or 8. I think I asked for that money like, which it shouldn't matter, because I still ask for it. You got to ask for it at a certain time. If you ask for it like after noon or after 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or something like that, you ain't gonna, you're not gonna get it. You probably get it the next day. So, I don't know. I get my YouTube money today too. But see, that come later. And I think my cell phone bill, I set up a payment arrangement. So I think my cell phone bill, part of it is supposed to be taken out today. Well, I don't know. It ain't in there. So hopefully won't nothing back. I won't have a negative. But whatever. And okay, so speaking of that, now I'm switching subjects. So just make sure that your mental health. Okay, we want to be mentally healthy as well as physically healthy. And you just can't let people be draining you. Okay, I'm gonna say that. All right, so the next thing I want to talk to you all about is this. So you all know that I've been telling you all about this gas bill, right? So yesterday, I called the gas company, and a representative got on the phone. I told the representative that I needed to speak to a supervisor or a manager. So he asked me why. Well, he asked me what was the nature of the call. So I said, I need to speak to a supervisor. So I told him, ran down the story of about the gas bill, how everything transpired, so forth and so on. And I said, when I called and they sent me over to the recovery department, I said they told me that I needed a $600 down payment to make payment arrangements. I said, I don't have it, and I need to speak to a supervisor. So he said, okay. So he goes on, he's putting in a report. He said, I sent this to a supervisor. He said, and you should receive a phone call within 2 hours. I said, okay. So 2 hours passed, and I got a phone call, and I thought it was another bill collector, Synchrony, for the washer and dryer. So I didn't answer it, and it was them. So they said for me to call them back and leave them a voicemail, because I had missed their call. So I called right back. I left a voicemail and said the reason, the nature of why I was calling and what it was in regards to, so forth and so on. So I asked them, could they give me a call back? So they did. They called me back. It was a supervisor. So I said, if you have a minute, I need to explain to you. I need to explain what it is that I need and what happened. So I went through the whole story, told him about how I lived at this apartment, what happened with the account, how the gas got cut off, then when the gas got cut back on, blah, 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 right? So he listened. He was very, very professional, very nice. So he said, okay, I understand. He said, I understand. I said, so now I was almost in tears, right, just talking about it. So I told him, I said, he could hear it. I told him about my car, how I had to put a new engine. I said, now just here recently, within the last 2 weeks, I said I had to put a transmission in. I said, and then this came. And I said, and then this hit me. And I said, I was already in the bill matrix program where my gas bill was $87 a month. I said, well, when this bill hit, they took me out of that. They took me out of that so that I could make the arrangements, right? So I said, so in the process of all of this, I said, I am just overwhelmed right now with my finances. And I said, I don't know what else to do. okay? And I said, I really, really need some help. So he said, Miss Cotton, I understand. He said, I'm gonna help you. So he said, this is what I'm going to do. He said, I am going to put you in a program where you do not have to pay. So he asked me, he said, okay, he said, I want to ask you this. He said, so I told him, I said, the recovery department was asking me to pay $600 up front to start payment arrangements. I said, sir, I don't have $600. I don't have $600 to, I don't have $600, you know, like that. I said, I just don't have it. I said, I don't have $600 to pay up front, just to, you know, just to give. I said, I can't stand her. That ain't the lizard face. That she nasty. I cannot stand her. I went off on her. I think I told y'all about that. But I don't like her. I don't like her at all. So, anyway, that's why she be looking over here thinking I'm gonna speak. Not. I don't like you. She looked like, I don't know if y'all ever saw that movie with, she done but a drunk. And she dropped a garbage can on my leg. And she thought the shit was funny. And my leg hurt for months. And I should have did an incident report. It was all bruised. You know, I don't like her at all. Nasty ass. Go in the bathroom and take a dump and come out and don't wash your hands. And you got the nerdy ass talking about the floor of the bathroom is dirty and am I gonna mop the floor? Bitch. And I was insulted. And I felt like that was some racist shit. You a white woman and you asking a black woman like I'm your motherfucking cleaning lady. Oh, I was hot. I snapped on her ass. She went down there and told on me too. I ain't give a fuck. I told them. I'm not nobody fucking maid. I'm not the fucking janitor up in this bitch. Oh, I was hot. Oh, every time I see her, I want to just pull up out her stringy ass hair. Anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. So, I told him, I said, they wanted me to pay $600. I said, I don't have $600. So he said, okay. He said, let me ask you this. He said, how much do you think you can pay as a down payment so we can get the ball rolling? So I said $200, right? That was the least I could pay. I said $200. Thinking back on it, I wish I had said $100. But I said $200. He said, okay. He said, so this is what we're going to do. He said, I want you to hold on for a minute. I said, okay. So he put me on hold. And he said, this is what I'm going to do. When he came back, he said, I'm going to put you, he said, you have until the 25th of this month to pay the $200. He said, you can pay it on the app just like you was paying your bill. He said, you can pay it between today and the 25th. He said, anything after the 25th, we can't take it. He said, but if this is what you say you can pay, you can afford to pay this. He said, I want you to pay the $200 in the app, in the People's Gas app. He said, and after you pay that, a promise to pay, he said, that's going to be like your down payment. He said, right? He said, after you pay that, he said, then moving forward, he said, your monthly payment will be $147 for you to get this bill paid, this $2,800, you know, to get that down. He said, now, if you ever want to send more, you can. He said, but right now it'll be $147 plus whatever your current gas bill charges will be. So I said, okay. And so he said, so I asked him, would I be able to pay the bill at the end of the month? I said, because at the beginning of the month, I have the mortgage to pay. So he was like, yeah, you can do that. He said, you can pay he said, but the bill will fluctuate. He said, but that's what it's going to be. He said it's going to be $147 a month plus whatever your actual bill is. So I said, well, as far as that's concerned, I said, so I can't get back in the bill matrix. He said, you don't need to be in the bill matrix right now because we just gonna go by whatever your charges are. He said, summer is coming, so you know that you're not gonna have a high gas bill because you're not gonna need the heat. He said that this agreement would be for 18 months for me to be on this payment arrangement for 18 months. So I was like, okay, so he said, so that's how we gonna do it. So so it worked itself out. So I feel better because they're not gonna shut my gas off, because the bill was due yesterday. They wanted me to pay the whole $2,800 and some on yesterday, because my bill is due the 19th of the month. But they give you a grace period. So like I get paid tomorrow. So I pay all my utility bills on the 22nd. I pay the mortgage on the 7th because the mortgage is due between the 1st and the 7th. Now with this new mortgage, this new amount I got to pay, I can pay that anywhere in between the 1st and I have to pay the mortgage between the 1st and the 31st. So why are you coming this way? So I have to pay it like that. Anything, if I don't pay it before the 30th or the 31st, then I forfeit the agreement with the mortgage. Same way with this, so he was like, if you don't pay that 147 by whatever, then you forfeit that. So he also gave me some other advice. He told me to go on and go on the website to People's Gas. I don't remember what the website is. I'll know it when I see it. And he told me to go in the search engine and type in this thing called Saja, and he said they also give you energy assistance. He said, so they probably can give you assistance where this bill can get down further, if you qualify. He said, which I'm sure you will qualify for it. So I was like, okay. He said, it's not CETA. He said, it's this. I said, okay, because at CETA, you got to really be at the poverty line, and based on what I make, they ain't gonna give me that because they gonna say that, I make too much money. So that's what happened with the gas bill. So it's really, I really was able to work something out. I feel better. I don't feel like the weight of the world is pushing down on my head. Even though, so one good thing is that, two good things. In August, I'll be done paying the vet for the cat, my cat who just died, the medical expense, the vet billing. That's $207. I'll be done with that. My cell phone will be paid off, so that my cell phone bill will be less. And then if this other thing that I put in for comes through, that'll be some help. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that things are working in my favor. I'm not completely out of the woods, but at least, I got a head start, as they say. Whew. So I'm just, I can go to my my retirement. What I'm gonna do for my I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna get the money that I was gonna get, and I'm gonna pay my trip off. And there's some other options that I have as far as getting money, but I'm you know, but I'm gonna figure it out. But at least that part, the gas bill, is worked out, you know, and I can kind of like exhale a little bit because they work something out with me, and that's why I asked to speak to a supervisor. So what I want to tell you all is that if you have electric or a gas bill or something like that, or whatever, credit card, sometimes you have to call them and say, listen, this is what's going on in my life. This is what it is. You know, this is what I can afford to pay. This is what I cannot afford to pay. You know, you got to talk to people. And you got to just tell them. And that's part of being an adult. You know, you got to say, listen, this is where I am. And I can't give you nothing that I don't have. So what can we do? You know? So I thank God that that worked out, because I'm telling y'all, that was something else that was concerning to me. And I was just like, you know, I just was feeling, so overwhelmed. I'm still gonna be struggling a little bit financially, because again, it's all on me. You know, it's all on me. And it's just, I just gotta get these. I gotta get these bills paid off. I gotta get them paid off. You know, I got the bed, I got the washer and dryer. I got to get that paid off, you know. And I'm thinking that when I get this other money, what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to go in and I'm going to pay that washer and dryer off. That'll be one thing I paid off. Then with my my situation with my bed, if I depending on how much money they give me, I'm gonna pay half of that off. You know, I'm thinking of, I'm in my mind, I'm trying to figure it all out on how I'm going to pay this stuff off, you know. Because if I pay it off and I have to pay the loan back, you know, it's gonna be a small amount for the loan, but I gotta do this. I gotta get rid of this stuff, you know. So it's just a lot. But one day at a time and one thing at a time. One day at a time and one thing at a time. Right? I'm looking for my concealer. See it. I know it's in here. So at least I got that taken care of. And I mean, baby, when I ran it down to him, I ran it down to him. He probably didn't care, but I ran it down. I did. Listen here, partner. This is what's going on. I need some help. I don't know where that other concealer is. I'm going to have to take some of this stuff out. Put this on for right now. What's up? How you doing? Good, good. What's going on with you? Not a thing.
Working with this jerk.
Ooh. Sorry, you guys. I didn't want to talk on camera about nobody. I didn't want, you know, because I knew what we were going to be talking about, and I didn't want that to be on camera. So anywho, that's what's going on, and that's what I did, and that's how I was able to make that arrangement. So I feel better. I feel a whole lot better. Although I feel better, I know that it's gonna be a struggle with everything, but I've gotten through it and I've gotten past it. And I've had things, I've come through harder things. So you all just continue to pray for me. But I'm glad I was able to work that out. So that's what I did. I worked it out. So that was that. And now I just gotta, there's some other things that I gotta work on and work through with this job. You know, I thought I was coming to a better spot. And nope. It's always some BS everywhere you go. And that's what he and I was talking about. So always something. Always something. And that's what we was talking about, how this dude just think he everybody's boss. I can't stand it here. I really and truly cannot. So I'm going to let you all go, but I did want to tell you all that. I wanted to tell you all about what happened with that bill. And just wanted to tell you all that I'm glad that they're going to work with me. And that makes me feel a lot better. So I will keep you all posted on that. And, you know, like I said, one thing at a time, one day at a time. Because there's always some fracking problems. Always. Always. Place is just the devil. And I did make an appointment with my doctor to go to a podiatrist to see about my foot. So I called them too, but they didn't call me back. So I'm gonna call them again and leave them a message. They seemed like they were busy yesterday when I called. So I'll keep you all up to date about that as well. But I'm gonna let you all go. Have a marvelous day. Make it a great day. And we will chat on tomorrow, okay? All right, God bless each and every last one of you all. Have an awesome day. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it helps me stay where? In the algorithm of YouTube. Comment and subscribe to the channel, all right? Okay, God bless. Bye.